Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So this is my first YouTube video, and what better way to get started than to do a Lashify get ready with me and tell you a little bit about myself. I chose Lashify as my first video because I've been doing it for like 5 years, and I think every single girl I know has bought it or caved into it somehow, and I've pretty much become the master of teaching people how to do it. So why not show you at home how to do it? This has probably been like my most requested video from all my friends, like just start a YouTube to show them how to do Lashify. So here we are. What better way to start? Let's go ahead and show you what my go-tos are for the Lashify. So let's start with the control kit. So this is like what you start with when you first buy Lashify. Mind you, I started Lashify 5 years ago. So this Lashify kit is from 5 years ago. This is like your starter pack. You buy it one time and you never buy it again. And when you open it, it comes with, I keep my extra lashes in here that I don't use. So if one falls off, I can fix it. But you have your fusing wand. This is how you put your lashes on. And you fuse them. And then you have your glue and a clear coat to go on with it. When you get your initial starter kit, you get to pick 2 sets of lashes that come with them. Lashify has expanded to now have like a million types of lashes, but when I first started with them, they only had what was called A for Amplify, B for Bold, and C for Curl. And I am an A and B girly through and through. They also have a bunch of different sizes that you can get. And you can even go as far as lash mapping is what they call it, where you would put like smaller ones and then go getting longer and then smaller on the outsides and so forth. You could do one size straight through or whatever combination you like to do. I always recommend for my beginners to go with a 10 or a 12 to keep it more natural. And I always tell everyone to start with an A, which is Amplify, or a B, Bold. I typically say Bold because if you're getting lashes, you want to see the lash look. I actually have both right now because I'm going to do bolds today. So let me show you what I have in my kit. So these are the A's, and then these are the B's, which is what I'm doing today. The glue that comes in the kit, I have told everyone that has ever bought Lashify, like you need to order the charcoal glue. It used to be called Triple Bond. They changed the name of it, and now it's called Bondage with Charcoal Flex. So this is it. This is what's going to keep your lashes on for like the full 7 days. Also, disclaimer, there is a learning curve to Lashify. Just because it lasts me a full 7 days doesn't mean that it's going to last you that long. I've been doing it for 5 years. And the same way when you would go get lash extensions, that you take care of them and follow the process for that. There is a process to follow for Lashify. I can't sleep flat on my face and not expect one of the lashes to shift. I also wash around my face. When I wash my face every day in the shower, I don't just full-blown wet. Even though you can wet your Lashify, they will come off sooner. Like, it's glue, it's only gonna hold so much, but it does put up with getting yourself wet, just not like saturating it. And then I'll just clean my eyes after and so forth. I try not to, like, you don't need makeup when you put on Lashify. Well, I don't put makeup on really, but this is what you get. What you see is what you get. But today I'm going to be using B's. This is how B's come. Well, this is how all of them come. You can see it says B in there. I'm going to pull out my little brand new cartridge. These are called Gossomers. And that's it. I have a whole fresh new little kit here of B's to put on now. It brings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 on it, and you use however your eye needs. I end up using, I think, 5 and 5 for my eyes. I'll show you guys. I also keep these always, like I keep these 2 that you see have glue on them because they brush through the glue to get any clumps out before I put my lashes on. And then I keep 1 inside my Lashify kit at all times. I also keep these in my car. I'm like a crazy. I always like brush my eyebrows like you know, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. So the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use the mirror from my kit down here too, so if you see me looking down, but I'm gonna try to do it as much into the camera as possible. The first thing I do is brush my lashes. You wanna make sure that none of your lashes are sticking together, because this is very important. If not, it's gonna look clumpy, and that's how you're gonna get like the most natural look. Now I'm gonna go in. This used to be called triple bonds for a reason. When Lashify first came out with it, you need to put on 3 layers of it for it to give you that maximum hold. So the first thing you're gonna do is more is less. With less is more with Lashify. So don't like saturate your eye in the glue, because you really don't need that. I'm gonna do 1 wipe through, like if it's mascara, through my whole lid. I'm only doing like well, these little corner ones are hard to get. Okay, so I just do like 2 little pass-throughs, and I hope that came out good there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up how I want these out. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I set this up. Disregard my nail. I'm sorry. This is a bad mani. Okay, I'm just pulling them out and lining them up so everything is set for when I need to put them on. But this is how they're gonna look. When it's time for me to apply it, I take off, this is called a wandum, like a condom for your wandum. I'm gonna take off my wandum because it's easier for me to apply without it. And you simply just grab your lash by the end, and see, I'm holding it. And then that's how you apply. But I like to leave them set up there in the order that I'm gonna put them on, so that it's easy for me to grab and just put them on. Okay, so let's get started. We did our first little glue. Now you want to go in with the same triple bondage glue, and you want to just tap above your waterline. So tap, tap. I do like 4 going across, and then I went ahead and I did get some glue on my eyelid, which is fine. We're here for, you know, the real experience of putting this on, not like the professional one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I take my little stick that I have from my lash brush, and I just take off the glue, and that's it. I take it off from my lid. Not that big a deal. I'm gonna let that dry for about a second, and then we'll start applying. Now that the glue has dried, you need to just give it like a minute in between. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start applying. So I'm gonna have this mirror here that I'm gonna use, but you'll be able to see from there. I like to hold my lid up when I do it, and you just need to stick it, place it, and that's it, like towards the waterline, and see how it like matches by itself. And I'm gonna go in with the next one. You see I'm going under, finding the perfect spot for it, placing it, making sure it's placed right. And I'm just gonna do this with every single little lash. And that one fell, which is fine. Also, once you place it, you haven't fused them yet. You could take them off and replace them if you don't like the placement of how it works. See the placement? Now I'm putting my wandums on. This is when you really do need them on. The purpose of the wandum is to not get the glue stuck to your eye. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to fuse because I like the placing. You only fuse when you like the placing. So I'm tapping on it. This is also what I do called a reverse fuse. The real way to fuse, I do not know how to do. I've never learned. This is the way that works for me. Everyone is different. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Like when it comes to fusing, do what's comfortable for you. The regular way is wild. It's like this little ridge is meant to like be on your nose, align perfectly with your eye, and fuse your whole eye at once. Never. I've tried a million times. Never. I don't even bother telling people. So you want to just make sure you're fusing like your whole lash, like even like the hairs on your lash, because that's what you want to stick to your Lashify. I've never lost any lashes doing this. Now that I've fused, I go back in. I like to use my little brush that has all the glue on it, because the glue doesn't stick to it since it already has so much glue on it. I know, probably gross, but it's what works for me. Now I'm just brushing them. You could see that I'm not even being like gentle. I'm not being super aggressive either, but my lashes are stuck. So I am trying to just brush any clumps or any of my lashes that are not facing in the right direction. I go back in and I fuse one last time, because rather be safe than sorry. And this is where your triple bond comes in. So you get your bondage for one last time, and I literally, that's it. I just tapped the waterline, like where the Lashify meets your eye. Something really important about Lashify too that I'm gonna go ahead and show you is you could see that the Lashify doesn't literally go down to my water line right there. I leave a tiny little gap. That little gap is important because when you cry naturally, you don't want your Lashify to come off. So you need to leave that little buffer there. And also you don't want it to bother your water line and so forth. So I'm gonna let that final triple bond get tacky, and then I'll fuse it when I'm done with this eye. But let's just go ahead and put the other eye on. This eye is done. Just gonna put on my glue. I'm gonna let it get tacky, and then I'll fuse it at the end. And that's it. That's your Lashify. That's as far as it goes. I don't put the clear coat on. I don't put anything else on it. This is it. It is recommended that you fuse your lashes 2 times a day, like morning and night, or morning and after you shower in the afternoon, or morning and like afternoon, whenever you want. Just like morning when you wake up, you really should get one of your little brushes, brush them out, separate them. Sometimes they throw, like they have their own mind and they'll move around. Just put them back into place and fuse them back in. You can add a little bit of glue to put them back on. If one falls off, you can always apply another little cluster to fill in the space of that one. But it's really easy to maintain, and it's like such a nice look. I have no makeup on right now, but my lashes, and that's it. I'm ready to go. I'll be like this till next week, and it's perfectly fine. Like, now seeing me without my lashes is weird. But yeah, I did it for you guys for this video, to teach you how to do it. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Thank you. See you soon.